Alright, it's time for Adalogical Enigma number 16. These are a good time. Gives me a chance to try out lots of different puzzle types. I've noticed there's been lots of chat recently on the Discord that I'm on about pen and paper puzzles. And I'm not particularly familiar with them, like as much as other people seem to be. But this is my one way of seeing like all the different types of puzzles that people deal with. Because a lot of these are like standard patterns of puzzles that, you know, if you wanted to, you could probably find quite a lot of each type. But instead I get to do one of each, which I feel like is enough because these are large enough that I end up exploring a lot of the detail of those puzzles. Well, I guess not a lot, but I at least get to see most of the basics, I would guess. And I don't really have that much interest in going deep into the mathematics of it all. So I'm happy doing these. Anyway, yeah, as usual, if you want to do this for yourself before watching me spoil the whole thing, pavelspuzzles.com is where you can find them. There are lots, and I'm trying to catch up very slowly. But anyway, number 16. Gentle patron, I have spent some considerable effort conceiving methods for staving off dark thoughts during these dismal days of winter. One such technique is to formulate plans for how I might transform my garden when spring once again deigns to return. Deigns. That's a word. I couldn't. I guess it's like transform my garden when spring once again deigns to return. Like when it considers it. I don't know. In this worthy cause, I should enlist. How did I? My brain just jumped ahead. In this worthy cause, I should like to enlist your assistance rendered in the form of a solution to my latest enigma. Okay. The grid below represents my garden plot. I would like to completely remake the pathways among my plants using a set of square paving stones I've acquired. This is fun. I've been doing my own gardening recently. So it's just like that. I've already placed some of the stones as denoted by the black squares in the grid. Your task is to place the remainder such that it is possible to walk horizontally and or vertically from any stone to any other in the garden, stepping only on stones. Cool. So making a path. Yep. The circles in the grid represent spaces where no stone may be placed. The initial circles locate my beloved shade trees, but you will no doubt introduce many more such spaces. Okay. I see the circles. To prevent the creation of any long and tedious straight paths, I must constrain your placements a bit. Within any row or column, there may be no more than 3 adjacent stones. Okay, once you've completed, that's all. That's all of the rules. Curious. So what's happening here? So in this example, right, I see. Yeah, okay. So that one needs something next to it. It needs to join to the path, so they put one there. But then if they were to put one there, it would make a path of 4, so it's not there. So it must cancel and must go down this way. Yeah, I see. Maybe we can do something like that. Whew. We'll read the last paragraph at the end. It's always separate. Okie dokie. Okay, it's a similar situation to in the example, right? I could fill, if I filled that in, I'd have to go, well, no, I could fill that in and then stop and then go the other way, but the point is I can't fill that in as well. Right? So at the very least, we are going that way, at most by 2. I'm going to attempt to use the paint bucket here. How does this look? It's weird, leaves a weird white gap, although that might not be that visible in the encoded video. So then this has to go down. Could have done that all as one. So this is empty. Yep. And then That's not necessarily empty. This could go this way. That could go like that. Although there's an interesting pattern here with one separation between each of these. So if that were filled in, that's not. Or if that were filled in, that's not. Or, and that's not. So it's either that and that. Well, not necessarily. Could be none of them. Alright. Also, there's this checkerboard pattern down here and up here. So somehow these have to connect. There's quite a few ways that could happen. Yeah, I don't think I'm figuring out this yet. That's not filled in because that would make... I can say that about both of those two actually. So that's empty. That's empty because I don't want to make a path 3 consecutive. Okay, if that's empty, then this could go that way or that way still. This could go that way or that way. Yeah, still don't know whether that's filled in, do I? What else can I look out for? Can I look out for more of those 2 and a 1 pattern? 2 and a 1, 2 and a 1. Oh, that's empty. 2 and a 1, that's empty. Any more of those? 2 and a 1, that's empty. Right, that is what I'm doing with the circles. Yeah, the circles are just a notation. I don't think they're relevant at the end. Looks like you follow a path between the start and the end, I see, and something to do with the letters you pass along the way. Okay, okie dokie. This is just notation, so I remember which ones are definitely not filled in. Alrighty. Do any of these help me do something else nearby? I feel like not, because they're all in the middle. Oh, here's one. Ah, this gives me something, maybe? Maybe not quite. That could connect that way and that way. Oh, and that's empty. And that's empty. Any others I've missed? I don't think so. Surely all of this will give me something. Maybe not. SGO. Can they form a block of 4? Is that a thing? Yes, that is a thing. I haven't assumed that's not possible, right? So far, I don't think so. Okay. I'm glad that the example actually demonstrates that this time. I think in a lot of the previous ones, there was something like that. And I guess I always knew because the rules never said it, but the example didn't demonstrate it. So it was hard to know for sure that it wasn't going to be required. Or that it wasn't restricted. That's empty. That's a terrible circle. How do I keep filling stuff in here? It's a good question. Well, that could go down. Then I'd have to go a different direction. That's okay. The very fact that the S and the E are like both on this side makes me think the path is going to go round like this. But I'm not going to assume that. The checkerboard pattern could be filled in like a few different ways. So I don't think I can start there. If this were connected around that way, then that wouldn't have to be there. If this were connected around this way, that wouldn't have to be filled in. So I can't tell whether those R or T are filled in. Actually, maybe there is something I can work out here, right? Because if that were filled in, well, hold on. So either that or that is filled in. No, that's not true. That could be filled in. Neither of those could be. So that would form this shape. That would have to go to there. Oh, ooh, that's not possible then. Hold on. If that's filled in, that's a 3, that's a 3. So that could be filled in. Yeah, this I think this fails. If that's filled in, then that can't be filled in. That would have to be empty because that would make a 4. That could be. How's this connecting in? I guess here. There's too many options here. And then that. Uncomfortable. If that's filled in, then neither of those could be filled in. But that could be. Yeah, which is the same situation I was just in. But then it could be that and that and that. Although then, which way would we go? Well, yeah, there's quite a few ways we could go. Oh dear. I don't yet see the trick to this, like the way of thinking about it. Is it just possible to figure out something else up here? What allowed me to figure that out? The fact it was a filled in one, like next to a circle. So let's look for similar-ish situations. It's just that that's also against an edge. Oh, 2 edges, which really limits it. But maybe I can figure out something down here. Is it possible? There's way too many options. Am I missing a rule? Within any row or column, there may be no more than 3 adjacent stones. There's nowhere that has 3 immediately, right? I don't think so. Wow. Wow. Okay, if I filled that in, that would necessarily push this way. But then a whole bunch of things could happen. I feel like this is figure outable, maybe. If that were filled in. Wait, no. If that were filled in, then that can't be. I can always just undo to the last X I did. If that were filled in, that can't be. So that would have to be, no, we could go this way. If this were filled in, I abandoned that route because there were too many options again. If this were filled in, that can't be. Therefore, so they're connected, that needs a friend. You could have a friend here. Right, we've still not got any 4s. But then that means that can't be filled in. And that can't be filled in. So filled in, all of these are filled in. Okay, I think there's going to be an issue here. Right, because at this point, to get this bit to connect out of here, either has to go out this way or out this way. Let's say it's going out, let's do this one first, this way. Then we just continue going this way and that would make a 5. I guess that could be filled in either way. but then the other direction to come out is here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And either way we go from there, we're going to make a 4 of a 5, 5, 5. So that takes me all the way back to this one, right? Was that forced? Oh gosh, I can't remember whether I... Okay, let's do it again. If that's there, that's empty. Then this needs a friend. I think I only did the one friend for this thing that way, right? And then did that. And then that. And that leaves these two roots out. Yes, okay. So what if this is your friend? If this is your friend, then that's empty. These are connected and these are connected. They need to connect together somehow. They could connect together here. And even there as well. But if they're connected there, then how do we get... Can't go up that way. Can't go up that way. Could go this way. No, can't go that way. That would be empty. That would be empty. Can't go this way. Can't go that way. Okay, so that's also a problem. But that was only one of them. How else could this be connected? Oof, this game. There to there. That's fine. That would be empty. These are all connected like that. That would not go that way. That would have to go this way. And not that way. It'd have to go this way. That actually works. Like these are two separate branches. Empty, empty. That one goes up like that. That would connect these quite quickly. Oh, not necessarily, because this might be a gap. And then one along here to there. And then keep going this way. No. What if you're empty? Then that has to be filled in. And one of these two needs to be filled in. Too many options. Okay, well this is interesting. That can't be filled in, obviously. So that would have to go there. But since that can't be filled in, that would have to go there. Does that immediately mean that's not empty? Hold on, let me do that again. So you're empty. That has to connect to somewhere, so you go there. That means this can't be filled in. That has to connect to there, and then there, and that can't work. Okay, so you're not empty. That's something. Okay. So that's empty. But then we're back into that situation I was in before, where I think there were actually a couple of ways it could have gone, maybe. What else do I know at this point? Do I know much? I don't think I know much at all. Like a lot of these could be filled in because they don't make 4s yet. But maybe I can do a similar thing like over here. Like, what if you are empty? If you are empty, then you have to connect up this way. So then you're empty. You'd have to connect that way. You're empty. So for this to come out, yes, for this to come out, it's have to go this way. And then make a 4 in one of these directions, or a 5. So you're not empty. You are filled in, I think. Oops, there we go. Okay, some progress is happening. So if that's the case, what do I know now? I know you're empty. Any other 4s here? No. Oh, that could still be filled in, technically. Or could it? Okay, well, there we go. So if this is filled in, what does that mean for the others? That means that's empty, and that's empty, and we have the same situation, right? This is all blocked off. That would have to get filled in, and then we're up making a 5 in either of those directions. So that's not filled in. That one's definitely empty. Okay. Now, like, again, we still got a situation where it could be split into 2. Or they could be joined. Or can they be joined? Let's question it. If we fill that in, then we cannot go there. We cannot go there. So, at this point, I also can't form a path down here at all. I could technically fill that in and then not that one, or the other way around, but I can't form a path along here. So these are disconnected. This area is disconnected from there. Yes. Yes. So that means we have to leave this way, which means forming a 4. Okay. That's if that's filled in. So that's not filled in. Maybe it is 2 separate branches. So this has to go this way. But it can't go up, so that's empty. Oh gosh, it's a small circle. Hope I'm doing this right. That goes to there. But not there. And similarly on this side, this is going to go this way, not to the right. It's going to go up then. I'm finally free from this area. I must go there. That must go up one more. I'm getting uncomfortably close to that S, but I'm going to guess it doesn't just connect straight to it. That feels good. I can mark off a few others. That one's empty. That one's empty. I like the way this is looking with the blue and the black alternating. Any others I can figure out? I don't know. This is good progress. Okay. I'm assuming it's all going to spread out from here. Or maybe I can do a similar thing on this side, although this looks less. I mean, maybe the same argument works, although it's the opposite, right? The corner's filled in. Ooh, yeah, maybe there is something that can happen there. That's interesting. Okay, but I'm going to try and stick with this side if I can for now.